Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to my channel. I feel like it's kind of been a long time since I filmed, but as you can see, we're in a little bit of a different setup. I'm trying something different now and we will see how it goes. If you're new here, hi, my name is Megan. I post usually every week. I cover a lot of different topics, beauty included, so if that sounds kind of like something you would enjoy, be sure to subscribe down below. While you're down there, don't forget to hit the like button. But today I'm going to be sharing the details of the spring Sephora sale with you guys. With that, I'm going to be sharing some opinions about the Sephora sale, and I'm also going to be sharing my recommendations. I tried to keep them pretty condensed with the mindset that, you know, some of these will be on better sales later in the year. So I'll chat about that as well. But yeah, if you're interested in hearing the details of the spring Sephora sale and what I would recommend, be sure to stay tuned. All right, I scooched over a little bit because I'm going to be popping photos and the details over in this slide here. I also have my handy dandy MacBook out so that I can look at what we're chatting about as well because I film on my iPhone. So let's get into it, you guys. The Sephora Spring Savings Event. The code for this is going to be SAVE NOW in all caps. As you can see here, there are different tiers. The Sephora collection is always 30% off, and that's to everybody that wants to purchase from the Sephora collection. The sale starts on April 14th for Rouge and Sephora collection items. If you don't know what tier you are, you can go to the app and under your profile to let you know if you're Rouge, VIB, or Insider. But Rouge starts on April 14th. VIB starts on April 18th. And then Insider starts on, Insider starts on, I wonder if that's right. Insider starts on April 18th as well. Usually they break it up into 3 different sale dates, so that's a little bit different. So that's when it starts. Those are the dates. Rouge gets 20%, VIB gets 15%, and Insider gets 10%. A really important thing to keep in mind, they have a little disclaimer down below, but discounts cannot be stacked. So if there are any Sephora offers that you're wanting to include in this, you cannot. The only items that you can put into your basket during the Sephora sale, if you're going to use the spring sale code, are the sample items. You can't use any of the offers for mini sizes or trial size items, so I would be mindful of that. You also cannot use any other discount code. This includes cash back on your Sephora credit card. This still makes me so irate that I basically boycott this sale because it's so much BS in so many different ways. But yeah, so if you have cash back on your Sephora credit card that you've been saving to apply during the spring sale, you can't use it. It won't let you. And that kind of leads me into the next thing. I'm not uploading this to pressure you to shop the sale because I typically do not shop the sale unless there is a skincare item that I need to pick up a replacement of, or a fragrance or something like that I don't think I'll get a better deal on later, just because I really don't think that the sale is that big of a deal. Like 20% is okay, but Sephora will do a point multiplier 4 to 5 times points, and I think that that's a better deal in the long run. But overall, I just don't think that it's that good of a sale, especially if you're VIB or you're Insider. 15 to 10% off sucks. So I'm not encouraging anyone to shop the sale. I'm just letting you know what the details are. And if you want to know what I would recommend, I'm going to include those items. So also to preference, I'm not going to be including anything from Huda Beauty in this video, which you might be like, why? And it's because that Huda always does really good sales on her individual site. So she typically will run 30% off sale promo codes throughout the year. And then in Black Friday season, she will have anywhere from 30 to 85% off the majority of the items on her individual site. So I'm not going to recommend anything from Huda to you guys today, because if you're waiting to get Huda on a discount, that's when you should do it, because she does incredible discounts. Whereas I don't really think 20% is that great. So yeah, that is all the initial details, the disclaimers and all of that. So now I'll finally jump into what I would actually recommend if you're gonna pick some stuff up. I have a pretty mixed bag of items, but like I said, I feel like it's pretty curated. The first product is gonna be from NARS. It's a soft matte tinted lip balm. I've mentioned these in other videos. I just truly feel like they are so underrated because they are so good. They give a really nice, like, soft matte finish, but they're not uncomfortable. They reapply well. I don't feel like they're drying, but if you want a little more give to the formulation, sometimes I'll still have my lip oil on before I apply these, and it gives them very more hydrated, almost glossy appearance. So the formula even has some give and variety when you use it. They only have a handful of shades. I have two. I have Unrestricted, which is the pink nude that I'm showing here. And then I have another, like a brownish tint one, but I forget the shade of that. But overall, these are really nice. I really enjoy them. I have two and I highly recommend them. The next product I want to recommend is the Patrick Ta Major Dimension Eyeshadow Palette. He doesn't really do good sales on his individual site, so, or at least he hasn't in the past. So I truly feel like 20% is going to be, if not the best discount you're going to get, it's going to be tied with whatever he's offering on his website. And with this, you can get points and things like that. So I would recommend, if you've been eyeing this, to pick it up during the sale. Mine, if you want to know, is very well loved, you guys. And I have really big dips in these, and I think that, you know, I'm working on hitting pan in them. I don't know how long it'll be. Do have a lot of really nice progress in this. It's one that I recommend to everyone. I know this one is like more expensive, and I think that the worth it term is really subject to each individual person. But in my experience, it's definitely been worth the $70 because it's one of my favorite palettes in my collection and I've used it a ton. So I think that, you know, if you've been eyeing it, I think 20% is a really good time to pick it up. The next product is from Natasha Denona, and this is her My Dream eyeshadow palette. And the reason I'm recommending Natasha stuff now is because when she does like sales during Black Friday, she typically does bundles. And if you're someone that already has a lot of her palettes, it can be hard to get those discounts because they're bundled with other palettes that you already have. And last year, her sale, to be blunt, was so disappointing last year. Like, it was a literal joke. So I think that 20% if you're Rouge is going to be a really good discount on this product. I have really, really enjoyed this one. I was lucky enough to be able to receive it through, I'm looking for it, I'm like, where is it? Through Skeepers, but I think that, I don't know if I would have picked it up initially, but it just has so much more variety than I thought it would. And it's a deeper palette, which I like. You get some really nice dimension in there, but this is definitely one of my favorite palettes from Natasha that you'll be able to get during the sale. So definitely one that I would highly recommend. Yeah, she knocked it out of the park. The, you know, shimmers are really, really sparkly. The mattes are easy to work with. The cream to powders are phenomenal. Some of my, you know, favorite formulas in my collection. So I would definitely recommend snagging that one during this sale if you've had your eye on it. The next products from Natasha are her face palettes. I have all of them now. I am obsessed with them. I really, really, really wish they had a bronzer in there, but they don't. I have the light, the deep, and then the love one. And I just like cannot get enough of them. The shimmer formulations in these face palettes are different in my experience than the ones in her other palettes. I don't know why that is, but man, they are just like so sparkly and foiled on the lid. It is quite literally delicious. And I am obsessed with the blush formulation. I think that it is so good. This is the light one, like I mentioned. I have used the highlighter, but I'm not a huge highlight person. So I've actually used this on my lid and on my brow bone like the most. But yeah, this is the light one. I love it. Like I said, I also have the deep one. And I think that I prefer the deep one over the light one. This one is a little bit newer to me. I got this for Christmas. And so I've only more recently started playing around with it. But I think that I personally enjoy the color story of the deeper eyeshadows more. I just think that they complement my eyes a lot better and it gives me like the depth and dimension that I prefer. I was really worried about the blush shade being too deep for me, but as you can see, once you get it swatched and then blended out, it's not too deep for my skin tone at all. So I actually think, that if I were gonna pick, I would probably pick the deep one. I think it's really nice. And then I also have the Love one, which is a limited edition, online only. I don't know how long it's gonna be available, but if you've been eyeing it and have 20% off, maybe this will be a good time to snag it. Unfortunately, I can't give you guys any feedback on this one. I quite literally just got it like 2 days ago, so I haven't used it yet. Ooh, that shimmer does feels really pretty and nice though. But I have not tested any of this out on my eyes or on my face. I was a little worried that this might be deep, but I think I'll be able to make it work. The highlighter, that was what I just swatched. Then I'll swatch a cream blush too. That pretty pink, that's not really a shade of pink that I normally wear on my face, but I don't know, I was feeling inspired and I want to try. So yeah, this one is super pretty as well. If you've been eyeing it, 20% off discount might be the time to pick it up. So yeah, love these. The other Natasha palette I had thought about recommending is the BIBA palette, but last time I checked, it wasn't available on the Sephora site. But if it is, or if it comes back in stock before the sale, I would definitely recommend picking this one up too. It's like one of my favorite palettes in my collection. As you can see, very well used, very well loved. I just think that it has so much variety and range with the tones in here that it's stunning. But yeah, definitely one, if it's back in stock by the time the sale comes around, I would pick that one up as well. The next product is another eyeshadow palette. Everybody's shocked. But it is the Tom Ford Quad in the shade Body Heat. And I feel like if you've been here, then you've heard me freaking rave about this quad like so much, which is crazy because it's $90. And you're probably thinking, how could it be worth $90? Well, that goes back to, you know, I mean, of course, nothing is like worth $90, but in my opinion, it's worth it to me because it's one of my favorites and I use it all the time. It's a really, really unique formulation. Like, you can tell how used mine is. Actually, maybe I'll pull it out this week. I haven't used it in a while, but definitely one of my favorite products. The wet to dry formula is super unique and it just makes the lid look so sparkly and metallic-y. Absolutely gorgeous. It's so easy to do 2 shadow looks with this. There's several, and I know it's a quad, but there are several combinations you can do with this. I actually have a 3 looks 1 palette with it on my channel. If you want to search that, if I remember, I'll link it below as well. But this is just a really incredible palette, and Tom Ford does not do sales. So I think the best time to get it is when it's 20% off during the spring sale. So you can actually get a discount, but this is absolutely one of my favorite items. Oh, and I guess I probably should have mentioned this way before now, but I will link everything in the description below if you want to check it out. These links will be affiliated if you choose to shop them. Thank you in advance because it really does help support my channel and my content creation. So thanks. The next product is the Charlotte Tilbury Pillow Talk Quad. No, this one is the Pillow Talk Dreams. So the Pillow Talk one is lighter and this Pillow Talk Dreams one is a bit deeper. And this is just beautiful. Like, the packaging is so cheap that it's frustrating. But again, Charlotte Tilbury doesn't really do good sales on their individual website. So I think when 20% comes around for this, it's a pretty good deal. I absolutely love this. Like, when I wear this, actually, I usually just do these 2 mattes and that's it. And it's not because the shimmers aren't stunning, because they literally are stunning. I just love the tones of these mattes on my skin tone together. They are absolutely stunning. And I think that if I were to rebuild my collection, this is one that I would like have to have. I absolutely love it. Formula is great. Moving out of the eyeshadow domain, I have a concealer and it's a Dior Backstage concealer. This has been like an absolute go-to. I didn't use it for a while because it was too dark for me in the winter time. I have shade 2. I think shade 1 would be a better like all-around match for me. But I just love this concealer. I think the brush application tip is really unique and I found that I really enjoy it. It carries a little bit more product on it, so you don't have to like dip back in or whatnot. Like, it just provides like a more even amount of like coverage on the under eye, so I really enjoy that. Also, this is like really good when it comes to lasting power. Not only is it pretty budge proof when I don't set my under eyes, but it's budge proof when I do set my under eyes. I have very little creasing, if any, which is nice because like I'm starting to have a little bit more mature skin. If you guys don't know, I'm 29, coming up on 30 in August, so I do have plenty of fine lines to be emphasized. But this is one that I find just wears really well, blends out really well, and minimizes that creasing piece. And I know it's like, you think Dior, huge price tag, but honestly, their like Backstage line is their like more affordable line, quotes. But I mean, honestly, this is pacing with the cost of a lot of mid-range to high-end brands now. Like Tarte is trying to charge like almost $30 for a concealer right now. So really, this is like in the same like ballpark range. And similar to Tom Ford, Dior doesn't really do individual sales. So this is one that I would definitely recommend picking up. The next product, and I know I'm like late to the game, everybody probably already has this, but it's a Milk Makeup Matte Cream Bronzer Stick. I have the shade Baked. It's beautiful. The shade is literally perfect for me. It blends out great. I draw it directly onto my face. It's long lasting. Like, there are not enough good things to say. Like, the hype is real on this one, which I'm always like nervous to jump into really hyped products because in my experience, they're usually not as good as I built them up to be in my head. But this is one that just, wow, really, really good. And I would definitely recommend snagging it if you have 20% off. The next product is from Makeup by Mario, and it is the Transforming Skin Enhancer. It's like a cream bronzer situation. I have the shade Light Medium, and I'll swatch it for you guys. And I think it is like perfect. It can work for me now. It works for me when I'm lighter. It blends out really nicely. It's long lasting. I think that it is potentially a little bit more on the sheer side initially, but it can be built up. Like, the pigment is there if you want to build it up, or if you're finding that you have to build it up a lot, maybe you need a deeper shade, I would say. But yeah, I think that this is really nice. I used it the majority of like the beginning of this year. Probably pull it back out again just because I think it does a really nice job. It's 30 bucks. I think it'd be a good one to get when it's 20% off. All right, now we're gonna be hopping into some fragrance, and Replica has upped their prices because, I mean, they weren't expensive enough before. Yeah. I just wanted to recommend Coffee Break from the Replica line. It is my absolute favorite. It's more of a unisex scent. It's warm, but not too spicy. I always get so many compliments when I wear this. It's like my favorite to like smell on myself. It is so good. Of course, fragrance is super individualized to someone. So if you have your eye on some, and if you live near a Sephora and can go smell them before to make your decision, I think that would be a good idea because, you know, fragrance is another thing that does not really go on sale often, what I've found. So I think 20% would be a great deal on the Replica products. The next one is the Her Perfume from Burberry. This one is super hyped up, and I think that it does deserve all of the hype. It's definitely more feminine, light, sweet, but not sickly sweet. It has, oh man, I should have looked up the notes and stuff. I can plug them in here for you guys. Especially going into the spring and summer months, which this next one by Chanel, I think is also really beautiful in the spring and summertime because it's just light, fun, flirty, feminine. I just think it has a really good lasting power as well. So those two are ones that I really enjoy during this time of year. I really like Coffee Break for more of like the winter, fall months. I think it pairs really well during that time. And then I'm just gonna insert this video because Valentino is like one of those fragrance like families that has been really surprising to me because usually in a fragrance like family, I'll be able to find one, maybe two fragrances that I really enjoy, but I like all of them from Valentino. Like I can't just say, you know, this one or that one because I've smelled them all and they are all really, really great. I actually picked up their new one. I believe it was the Coral Fantasy, and oh, just so yummy for spring and summertime. But yeah, I mean, I would obviously, like, if you could go in and smell them, read the notes if you can decide on that. But I just think they have so many beautiful scents and the lasting power on them is really, really good. So 20% again would be a great time to snag these. Moving into skincare, I just have a couple items really quickly. You to the People, the Super Bare Hydrate and Glow Dream Mask. This is a holy grail for me, especially in the winter. I quite literally have to have it. It is so hydrating, so gentle on the skin. Nothing works like it for dry skin. Like, it is insanely good. This, as you know, it's expensive, but it's one I typically always repurchase during the spring or the fall sale because it is always expensive. Here and there, you'll find You to the People will do like a flash 30% off, but it's not very often. So like I said, I'll keep an eye out for that, or I'll pick it up during the fall or spring sale, that kind of situation. But I think it's a good one to get while you have 20% off. The same with Kiehl's. This is the creamy eye treatment with avocado. I love this. I'm actually on my second container of it. It's definitely my holy grail. I haven't seen Kiehl's do big sales before. I mean, maybe I just missed them, but I haven't seen it. So this is one that I usually pick up a replacement during the sale so that I can get that discount because, like I said, it's my favorite so far. It does a really nice job under my eyes, providing hydration. It's a little bit of a thicker cream, but it does, I don't want to say like soak into the eye, but it absorbs, there we go. It absorbs really nicely and provides that hydration. And like, I just feel like with extended use, it has like improved my under eyes. I don't even know if that's like a claim that it has, but I do feel like my under eyes have improved in terms of like elasticity. So I really, really love that one. And going along with that is the Kiehl's Midnight Recovery Concentrate Facial Oil. this is the oil that made me believe that oils even did anything. Like, this is such a game changer to use at night when it comes to like a hydrating product. I love using this after I have like at-home dermaplaned my face. I think it just brings all of that moisture back into the face. Ulta during 21 Days of Beauty usually always has this half off, so I usually shop it there for my replacements, but that has already passed, so you wouldn't be able to get it. And that goes too for I didn't include the Nude Sticks bronzer. That is one of my absolute favorites, but Ulta almost every single year will include that in their 21 Days of Beauty for half off. So those are two products that I tried to get during that sale time because, you know, the deal is just better. So that's kind of, I don't usually really buy anything new during 21 Days of Beauty. It's usually just stuff that I'm like replacing. And the same with the Sephora sale. I don't typically buy a bunch of new stuff. It's usually replacement items, or, you know, if there is something I'm really eyeing and I know that the individual sale, like the individual websites aren't going to do good sales, I will, you know, pick it up then. Which realistically, I probably should have waited to pick up the Love Face palette, but I was just so worried it was gonna sell out, you guys. So I just bit the bullet and I did it. But yeah, those are all of like the must-haves in my opinion if, you know, you're going to be shopping the Sephora sale. I tried to keep it really condensed to just like the top of the top, what comes to mind for me, what is like typically not on sale individually, so that you could hopefully get the best deal if there is a certain product that you are already eyeing. I hope this video was helpful. If it was, be sure to give it a thumbs up. You can also, you know, save it to your watch later if you want to refresh your memory before the sale goes live. Just a reminder, I will have all of these linked below if you want to shop my affiliated links. That is always appreciated. And yeah, that is all. I don't know how long this video was. Sorry if it was a long one, but I wanted to tell you why I recommended what I'm recommending. So yeah, I hope that you guys have a great day. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you all in my next video. Bye.